Good evening. Good evening. All right, I wanted to pop on to I guess kind of discuss our expectations. All right, we are currently in the EN trade. It's really done nothing. It did what we expected it to do, which is come and take the low out. Okay. Now that we've taken the low out, we can expect price to buy back up to our zone, our 1 hour imbalance here. And you know, if you drop down to lower time frames, you can see that price is doing the slow turn, right? It's doing a slow turnaround to start climbing up, right? So maybe coming out of this Asian session, we might dip down, grab liquidity, and buy up into our imbalance. So trade will looks like it'll probably happen in the morning on New York session. We can get in for the sell, so it appears. What could happen, guys, is it could just buy up and hang out all day and we just get a closed green candle, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, but I just don't want you guys to feel like we are rushed or, we have to hurry up. Okay. But once the trade gets into this area, um, honestly, if it hits consequent encroachment of this imbalance, um, and you need to add a second position, then I would probably do it at the halfway point of this 1 hour imbalance. You still need to protect I guess this high, or but if it was me, I would protect the high of this candle. But to be safe, you can protect that high um, with a hedge or stop loss or however you're trading. But that's the gist of what we're waiting on. And again, we're still taking this trade down to your zone here. And when it gets to my zone, um, I'm probably going to give y'all a take profit of 185.50. Um, I think it's going to come lower, but it's no need to play with fire. Um, and maybe if we don't take profit, buy. We'll at least buy going back up when price hits 189.50. Okay, so that's the goal for that EN trade. If you're trading EA or GN, you're getting something similar. Okay. Um, so let's move on to the fresh 2 week um the 2 week order blocks, right? So I know some of y'all really didn't post. You didn't or you probably assumed that because we're in this trade, we're not going to look. But every week we need to be in a practice of doing our analysis because you want to get rock solid on your analysis, so that this becomes like second nature. And you're doing your analysis. We expect prices to sell down. What I don't like is we didn't take that high. Um, I don't trade this pair, but if I did, I would want to see it buy up and take that high first. So all of this stuff, all of these trades, um, looking like they're lining up. All right, EJ, it's buying up right now. When it runs this high and gives me that turnaround, which will probably be looks like on London session. Looks like we're approaching where we need to be for London. Um, we are only 30 pips away from running through that high. So once it runs that high could be uh, part of the liquidity grab, right? It could be that liquidity grab. And then uh, if I was trading this pair, or if you guys were trading this pair, then you can trade this pair um, back down to your golden zone, right? So if it takes out that high, you're looking right at 395 to your golden zone. And if you look in your golden zone, we want to go to the 4 hour. We don't want to be on the 15 minute. But if we look in our golden zone, um, we could probably trade this right to consequent encroachment of your golden zone. I would suggest not to be greedy when we are taking these retracement trades. It's over a 400 pip trade. That would be awesome. I love that trade setup. let's look at GJ too, because GJ was a similar setup. I just need to buy further than EJ did. Yeah, and see, GJ is about right on time. I'm going to delete these old markings, and just mark my high, because this is the same thing I expect from GJ. Come up, run the high, and then give us a dynamic sell back to this zone. So if we go from the high uh, to these lows, 295, to me, EJ is clearly the better setup out of those two. Um, we have GU and EU. They are pretty similar. Pretty similar. And it looks like they're moving a little bit slower uh, as well. So we might not get really any significant movement or an entry for this one until uh, the morning session. Okay, so hopefully everybody is is down with that, or up on what needs to happen. Um, if you taken GCAD or ECAD, this was a trade set up from the 3-week chart last week that did exactly the same thing that the trade we took EN. It came up, ran those highs. It's going to trade back to our zone, uh, for the eventual buy. So all of those trades, that we showed and we talked about last week. If you just go back and you revisit, you're going to see that those trades are definitely playing out. So as long as you're doing your analysis and you're doing all that good stuff, you're going to find that these trades will line up. And if I'm you, and you're doing the analysis and you're showing that you're choosing these as your trades, even though we're not taking these trades as a group, I would mark them up, and do screenshots. Uh, just check every couple of days, because we're not actively trading, but you can go back and check your markups and make notes like, hey, this trade did exactly what I thought it was going to do, or this one didn't, and just kind of follow your trade setup. This will give you practice uh, on noticing things that you're going to see in the live market anyway. When you're looking for a setup, you're going to notice, hey man, I got double highs in my zone. That qualifies as liquidity. So those sorts of things, and those sorts of actions, like taking notes, taking screenshots, you can create your own Discord and just throw your screenshots in that Discord. You can create a page for every pair, and just take screenshots uh, of your progress and of your chart setups. This is only going to make you better as a trader. And when I need to borrow uh, some money, when we go buy these buildings, and I need you to come in with me on the project, you'll have that money. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Let's get to these market streets.